All right. Happy Tuesday morning and welcome to the DD Family Billing Support Form training session. Everybody on this call knows who I am, but just in case somebody listens to this recording who doesn't know who I am, my name is Leslie Miska and I'm the Office of Aging and Disability Services Information Services Manager, and I will be leading today's training session. Next slide, please. As with all of the webinars and training sessions for Evergreen, you have been added to this training session as a participant in listener mode. You are muted, but we do want to receive your questions. So please find the Q&A icon on your Zoom menu toolbar. Depending on the size of your screen, that may be hidden under the three dots, ellipses that says more, but make sure you get that opened up. Feel free to submit questions throughout the presentation, and I will certainly respond to those at the end of the slide deck. Next slide, please. During today's training session, we will be a very focused set of agenda items. We will cover the DD Family Billing Support Notification, the DD Family Billing Support Form Approval, and the DD Family Billing Support Form Queries. Next slide, please. I'm going to go ahead and steal the screen share from Nikki. And I'm going to log into our test environment as the DD Family Billing Support Approver. Everybody on the call knows, but again, bear with me. This is the test environment. We may run into some slowness and or challenges. Also keep in mind that I am logged in as a single role, the DD Family Approver role. As community case management liaisons, you will actually have a dual role when you log into Evergreen after the deploy. So you'll have all of your community case management liaison permissions combine with your DD Family Billing Support Approver permissions. So you'll probably see more than what you're seeing right now. But I'm just logged in just as the DD Family Approver role to show you how these functions work. I'm going to skip over a lot of the things that you've already seen on other training sessions and get right into the DD Family Support Form topic. So I'm going to start with notifications. As a DD Family Approver, you will receive notifications when a new family support billing form has been submitted and needs to be reviewed and approved. This notification is set up as a group notification. So all system users that have this role will receive the same notification. So when you navigate to your notifications as a user, you'll see it bolded. If it hasn't been read yet, you can certainly click this little drawer to open it up and see the message body here. And this also is where it indicates that it's a group notification. So because it's a group notification, you'll want, if you're going to do the review and approval yourself for this form, you'll want to check this box in front of the form that you're going to do the review for and choose this accept button. This will apply your name to the accepted by column, and it will let all of your colleagues know who have the same role that you are going to do the review and approval of this form and that they don't need to worry about that. You can navigate directly into this form that you're planning to review and approve by clicking on this notification here. It will bring you directly inside of the person's record. So in this case, I'm under Leslie Test Person Record. It will bring you right to the inside of that form that's been submitted. So you'll see that it's in a status of pending review because it was submitted and it's requiring your review. All of the sections will be collapsed, just like all of the forms when you navigate in. You can use the expand all to expand all of the sections, and you can also use the toggle to quick scroll. The overview section will be filled out with the case manager, assigned case manager information. There's a bug here in the test system. But then the family member information section and the family support details will have been populated by the form submitter. So in this case, I created this test form yesterday, and I selected the family member from the person's contact list, and I chose the contact of mother test, and it pulled in her address and phone number. There was no email address on file for her, so that's not populated. But if there was an email address on file for that contact, it would also provide that. And then I went ahead and just added some family support types of services that I was requesting. So in this form, I've indicated one type of service, which is heating assistance. And I chose the appropriate vendor code and the coding district, and then the amount that I was requesting. And then I had the description box for the justification. So this is where the justification would be typed in. I also added a second type of service to this form. So I also added clothing and selected it applied the appropriate vendor code, and then I selected the appropriate coding district of District 6. And I indicated the requested amount. And then again, I can provide the justification for that, which again, in my test form, I just put justification details. And then it also tells me that when the services would be rendered by, that gets applied by the system, and who submitted it and the date they submitted it. So now, as the DD family support approver, it's your responsibility to edit the determination for each of these items. So under each service that's requested, you'll have a little edit determination button. You'll click on that. It will open up the edit modal, which will show you again the information that was submitted by the person that completed the form. And then you can choose your determination. Are you going to approve or deny? So if you select approve, you can approve the full amount, or you can adjust down. So maybe you only can approve $400 for heating oil. You can put that in there. You can put a comment in here. I'll just say comment for the purposes of this, but you can put whatever additional information you might need to send back to the form submitter. And then you hit save, and it will go ahead and apply all that information right to that service. And it will show that you approved it and on what date you approved it. If you want to deny something, you can simply say deny, and then it will require a comment as to why you're denying it. So you'd have to describe why you are denying that, and then hit save. So that's how you add your determination. And then once you've completed your determinations for the items that are being requested, then you would set this to complete. You can also request clarification if you need clarification from the form submitter. You can type in whatever clarification you need, hit continue, and that will generate a notification to the form submitter asking for the clarification, and then they can respond to you. Once you have everything that you need, and all of the completion requirements have been met, you've added your determination, then you can, they can submit the form. So again, if you've requested clarification, and that will put it back into pending review, and then you can complete that once you have the determination on there. And you can put whatever date or your initials or whatever you might want to put in there. That's an optional comment. And so once you've completed the form, it will set the status to completed, and it will have your decisions right on there. And you can see in the workflow history everything that has occurred here. So the form was created by Jesse CCM, the case manager role, on 1/23. Jesse submitted that. I requested clarification as the approver. Jesse responded, or actually I responded in this case, but if Jesse had done it and submitted it back, it would show Jesse's name there. And then I set it to complete on this date. And you can see what you requested for clarification, what their response was when they submitted it back. So there is a question regarding the notifications. I'm going to go ahead and answer that. Cheryl's asking, will the notification come to us from a case manager or an agency, as we each cover agencies and may not recognize the case manager name? The form, DD Family Billing Support Form, can be submitted by a case manager or a provider. So it may be one or the other. You're not actually going to see the submitter name. I guess you will see the submitter name in the notification, but you'll see the person name, and you'll be able to navigate in and view the form itself. So you'll be able to navigate from the notification to here to determine whether or not you should accept it. So you might need to navigate in first, see if it's yours, and then maybe hit your back button to get back to your notifications, and then apply you're accepted by if you are going to be the one to accept that. Aside from the notifications and navigating into the form to do your review and approval and set the form to complete, you can also review DD Family Billing Support forms that require review, like all of them at the same time, or ones that are you've requested clarification and you're waiting for a response, by using the queries associated with the DD Family Billing Support role. There are 2 queries related to the DD Family Billing Support billing. The first one is the pending review or request clarification. So these are the ones that are outstanding for you, and that you might need to be working. So again, if you want to see the ones that are ready for your review, you can select pending review. You can choose, like, if you want to put like a actual person that created it, but if you leave it blank, it will give you all of them. And then if you hit run query, it will show you all of the DD Family Billing Support forms that are in the system and that are still pending review. So you see the one that we just completed is not on there because we already completed that one, so it dropped off the query. But these ones had been created by other system users in this test environment and have never had their review completed. So you could navigate into one of those. You can see it's in pending review status. You can expand that, and you could edit the determination on that right from there as well. That comment's optional, so I'll leave it blank for this one so you can see that. And then if you go back to queries and you run that again, you'll see that is that the same one? Sorry, I think it will drop off the query list. Can't remember if that's the one we just did or not. I wasn't paying close enough attention. You can also see the request clarification ones. So if there are any that are, and I don't, that are still in the request clarification status. So the person had sent the request out and the form submitter has not yet responded on that and set it back into the pending review, it will show up when you run that query. You can also run them all at the same time if you want to see them all on one list. And then it will give you the status over here so you can sort and see them all together. The other query that's available to you under the DD Family Billing Support is the in progress query. So what this does is it will show you all DD Family Billing Support forms that have been created in the system, but that have not yet been submitted. It will default to you as the logged in user. So as a community case management liaison, you probably don't create many DD Family Billing Support forms. However, if you did, you can leave that name in there and run the query, and it'll show you just the ones that you've created and haven't submitted. But if you want to see all of them, you can remove that filter, hit run query, and this will now show you all forms that have been started and not yet submitted. So you can see there are 18 of them. And if you navigate to one of these, you can see that it's still in the in progress status, and you can see that the fields have not been populated on this form. So that just tells you the ones that might potentially be submitted in the near future. So with that, I'm going to give the screen share back to Nikki. And that may have been the shortest and easiest training that I have ever provided or will ever provide. But it's truly that simple. It's just as easy peasy as what I just showed. And the only other information that I wanted to share with you again this morning, which I'm sure you've all heard at this point, but just in case you haven't, next steps include the fact that we are still working to determine our exact revised deploy date. However, we do hope to make that public announcement soon. So keep your eye out for that notification. And in the meantime, you can continue to practice. I believe all of the community case management liaisons have access to the test environment. So you can use the test environment to play around with this. If not, then you can certainly reach out to Nancy and Udaya. They can help you with the credentials for this role. You might not have this specific role yet. You might just have your CCM liaison role in that environment. So we can certainly follow up and make sure that you can try this form out as well in that environment. And we are still working to get everybody access to the sandbox training environment. We're hoping we're getting a little bit closer. So we'll also get you into that environment at some point. And you can also go out and rewatch any of the informational webinars, training sessions, check out the frequently asked questions on the project website. You can continue to tie up any loose ends that you have in EIS by finishing anything that's in progress before the deploy. And if you haven't already signed up for and want to, you can sign up for the upcoming Q&A session or sessions that are scheduled in early February. Those will be led by FEI Systems, the vendor, but I will be fielding questions on those sessions. And then as with any training session, I will also let you know again that you can email questions at any time to evergreen.dhhs@maine.gov. Next slide, please. And that's it. I did get one question that I answered live on the call on the training session through the Q&A. I don't see any other questions in the Q&A. So if there are no additional questions at this time, we will go ahead and adjourn for today. This deck and session will be shared with this group. I won't be posting it on the project website, but I will put it out on the ODES Common Drive, and I'll let Angela know where you guys can access it if you want to play it back again while you're playing around in the test environment. But I want to, yeah.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Okay. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. We need to provide a printable or paper copy that we send to the service center for payment. We're going to be able to do that, correct?
Yes.
We're going to be able to save. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I think you explained that, but I may not have picked up on that.
No, I skipped right over that. Apologies, Cheryl.
It's okay.
Yes. In fact, actually, I'll take the screen share really quick and just show you again because I didn't explicitly show that, but.
Well, I think it's just a matter of saving it somewheres and then.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you where you do that. So the form submitter themselves, so whoever fills out the form, they can actually print. I'll just use this one. We already completed it. It's an approved state. But what they can do is they can expand all the sections, and they can use the control button and the P button on their keyboard.
Okay.
That's a global print.
Right.
And that will open up this print window, and it will load this form just like this, just like it shows on the screen. And they can print that, and then they can capture a wet signature on that form. And then they can save that, they can scan and save that signed version to their computer. And then when they're getting ready to finish the form before they submit it, they can attach that right here under attachments. I can't, this is completed, so I can't show you, but it would have the little plus attachment. And then they'd be able to navigate, grab that, and add that attachment there. So when you receive it, it will already be attached with the wet signature, and then you can open that attachment and print it off and provide it to the service center, finance, or the service center, whoever you share that with.
I think Linda had a question too.
Yeah, Linda. Oh, I don't know. Nikki, can you unmute Linda?
Right, it looks like she is unmuted, but the sound
We
isn't
can't hear
coming
you,
through.
Linda. Maybe you could type your question in.
You may need to adjust your audio settings on your computer.
I just did the little thumbnail and now I don't know how to get it back. Yeah. Maybe you can type your question into the Q&A. Looks like maybe she's trying to do that. How do I get the little thumbnail back after I hid it? I didn't. That's annoying.
Linda sent, yeah. Why don't you, okay, hang on.
I don't see her question in the Q&A.
I'm telling her to type it in the Q&A. There, okay. Oh, I think, yeah, she typed her question in above. She says, right now we're not requesting signatures in EIS. And I think that's what you explained, that they would get, the case managers would get the signature of the provider on the form and then upload it. We're not really requiring that, but
Oh, so maybe I was creating some confusion. I was
Mm.
my understanding, and again, I get mixed information, so apologies if I
okay.
incorrect here. I thought so. The form was built without a signature capture when we did requirements, but then I thought recently I heard that the family needs to wet sign the form. Like we need a signature from the family. So that's what I was referring to, is that whoever submits the form could print it and have the family sign and then attach that. I don't know
Okay.
if that's accurate or not. So apologies if that's inaccurate.
Well, we're not requiring that now, and I'm not sure moving forward if we're going to continue that practice or not. I don't even think we've decided that. So, and I'm not
Either
going to speak.
way, so
Yeah,
again, the form can be printed, and if you need to capture family signature, the submitter
right.
could do that. If you need to capture the form submitter signature, you could do that. Or the person that's submitting the form could put their signature if signatures need to be captured.
Yeah.
There is a way to do that.
Yeah, I think in this case, it's the provider of the service. Like,
Oh, okay.
like that would be the signature.
Okay.
But in any case, there's the ability to do that in this system, obviously. But
Yeah. which whatever signature may need to be captured, or signatures may need to be captured. So say we needed all of them. Say we needed the family signature, we needed the form submitter signature, and we
Mhm.
needed the person that's providing services signature. The again, the like person who creates the form could print it, capture the family signature, and then sign below that their own, scan that version in, attach it to the form, submit it, and then when you guys receive it, you could print that version that's attached, capture the provider signature below those. So
Right.
however we need to whatever signatures we need to capture, however we need to capture them, I think the system will definitely support that for you.
Did you
Awesome.
hear that, Linda?
She did. She gave the thumbs up. Excellent. So, with that, I don't see any other questions. I don't see any other hands up. So I will let you guys have about 30 minutes back in your day. And you can, again, this recording, I'll make it available so that you guys can play it back. And anybody that wasn't able to make it today can also listen to it. And if you think of any other questions after the fact, you can certainly email us and we'll try to answer those as best we can. Thanks, everybody, for joining me this morning. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.